A bridge to the island. Oh, we got access to the island now.
Mm-hmm.
I bet we could fish from the island. Oh no, it's a new spot to share a meal. On Mumu's Island. Nice! Ooh, decadent blackberry jam. You can now decorate and host shared meals at Mumu's Island, able to hold a medium amount of attendees. Well, we're definitely going to have to hold... Oh, we can. Looks like we can fish from here too. Maybe? I don't know. They don't have the little glowy circle around them. I would say that's a yes. Cafe Ibis. Honey Chub. I think I would rather go fish from the dock. It's a little too much of a pain in the ass to fish from right here. I'll fish later. You know, I think I want to focus on one thing at a time right now. I think it's probably going to be the best source, best thing for my energy. So let's get... I don't know what I'm going to do about the 2-star... Yeah, the morals is going to be a pain in the butt, I think. Let's head on over here, because I know we've got a bunch of stuff we can harvest in that direction to finish up the snowy white caps. And then we can turn in the 2 quests to Delphi and then see if I can't find some morals and chestnuts in the forest. Oh, snowy wax cap is complete. You know what? We're right here. We might as well check for velvets. Oh. Are we on the same day, though? Oh, I found a 3-star moral. I take it all back. I've certainly gone downhill, I'll tell you that much. I got a paunch, old man boobs. My eyes hurt after I stream long sessions. My leg doesn't want to heal. Getting old sucks. Had to get a fucking cavity filled. Ooh, there's a bunch of morals over there. That's right, JK. It's easier going downhill than up. It goes much faster. Oh yeah, Chris and I are both at the point where it's like we'll have mornings where you wake up and you slept wrong, and then it's like you can't move your neck for 2 or 3 days. Oh, she's had it happen like 3 times in the last year, and she gets so grumpy when it happens. I've had it once. I had it about 2 months back. I had a night where I slept and I just had bad dreams all night. I kept tossing and turning, and I kept waking myself up in weird positions where I was like thrown up against the wall because I would just flip over. And then eventually, when I woke up that next day, I was like, I can't move my neck. And she was just laughing at me the whole time, going, haha, it's your turn. Oh, there's a 2-star velvet stem. So essentially, I can find those here. I'm just going to have to cycle back through every day because it's a random chance that I get 2-star versus 1-star or 3-star. Hollandaise sauce is delish. I think we're actually having burgers today, if I'm not mistaken. We're supposed to go to the butcher store when Chris gets up and gets around to get a bunch of ground beef and steak. Alright, I need to actually drop all this stuff off at the house before I go visit Delphi. I think what I'm going to try to do right now is max out the foraging club first, because that gives me the most inventory space, and that will allow me to fish for longer, because fish are not stackable. So right now, every time I go fishing, it's a pain in the butt because I can only get so many fish because they don't stack. So I think focusing on the foraging missions is going to be the best management of my time for now, because that'll get me the maximum inventory slots. Then I can move over and work on the fishing, which will stockpile all my fish, which I can use for recipes. And then I will work on gardening, which will allow me to max out my gardening and stockpile all the ingredients that I need. And then I can finally and ultimately do the crafting for the kitchen, the gardening. Do the cooking. I can't talk, man. I'll do cooking last. And then by doing cooking, I'll be able to just start hosting meals left and right and max out my faction. Which will get me cosmetics and items for the house and decorations, which I will then use. The very, very last thing I will do, because to max out, but to get all the gardens at my house, I have to do the gardening quests. And to max out the expansion of my Hobbit hole, I have to max out Willow faction, which I can only do by inviting her to dinners. So I need, yeah, this is gonna be. I bet I'm gonna get 50 hours out of this ultimately. Like I'll probably get about 50 hours out of this, even though I've completed the main storyline. I would estimate 40 to 50 hours because it's gonna be a bit of a journey
Mm-hmm.
to max out all the things. And I'm not willing to go put time into doing my Hobbit hole until I've got all the expansions done because I don't want to I don't want to start decorating until I have every single desk, every single chair, every single bed. Like I want to make sure I have all the paint colors. Hashtag Hobbit goals. Oh man, it's gonna be a long way through level 4. Whew. Let's go grab some more harvesting quests. Yeah, the larder's pretty cool. Oh, speaking of Starfield, I'm hoping we get a Starfield announcement at Gamescom. But I'm glad Babylonia is having fun. Man, I still have not found cranberries. So I'm going to ditch that quest. But also, speaking of Starfield, because of this. Hang on. Because someone mentioned this the other day and I was like, you're right. These are absolutely inspired by Starfield. And the logo was what Babylonia created. Well, actually, his spawn, excuse me, his Babylonia's kid made a logo for Babylonia a couple years back that had my headshot on it that he used to run around in Starfield with. And I also had his kid make me a bunch of logos for merchandise. The merchandise went live last night. The merch shop went live last night. So, I'm gonna drop a link in chat here in a minute. This is what's available right now. We got a couple of different variants. And Babylonia will occasionally, I don't know if he's still wearing it all the time with his character in Starfield, but he used to wear this shirt around that had a version of this. But we have a Starfield-ish background on the headshots. So I had a third variant created which had controllers at the bottom underneath. But then I realized that because they're Xbox and PlayStation controllers and they look like Xbox and PlayStation controllers, I decided not to use that logo variant at the last minute because I didn't want to get into problems with like trademark and stuff with like that being a visual element that's owned by Xbox and PlayStation. So I'm just going to run with these variants for now, but I may reach out to them and have them do some more. So what is launched right now is just some black t-shirts, coffee mugs, water bottles, and stuff. Later this week, I'm going to add more color variations, and then next week, I'm going to start. I think the way I'm going to do this, because it is a bit of a time investment on my end to get everything set up. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is every week I'm going to do a logo campaign, a slogan campaign. So like this week, I'm just gonna get more color variants up for everybody. But then next week, we're gonna do one of the slogans. It'll probably be "Grown ass man playing video games." Is probably gonna be the first slogan we do. Will be the grown ass man playing video games, and then we'll probably do my wife as a paid actress the week after that. So I think every week we're gonna do a slogan, and we'll release a new line of merch. And then I've got like 20 slogans. So I'm going to be able to release merch for the rest of the year. So this is up for those who want to go buy something. They should be international. Dropping the link for everybody to go take a look at in their spare time. Take a gander. That's what's up for now. More stuff is coming. Yes, X is so damn talented. Speaking of which, let me put a link up. This is who did the artwork. And you can check out their link. I dropped it in the member video for everybody. But this is Babylonia's Spawn. You can go check out their portfolio, or if you need logo headshot stuff done, they are available for commissions. I will definitely be getting more stuff commissioned. Stay tuned. And moving forward, now that I have a merch shop, every time we get a nasty, shitty little troll in chat, we're going to be using a discount code for that troll. And I already have one that we're probably going to start with. I'm waiting to see if he gets up early or not. So I've got a guy from last night. And I think he's going to be the first guy that we use a discount code on. So what we're going to do is we're going to take his username. But I'm saving it. I'm saving it. I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm trying to wait to see what time this guy gets up. Let me see if I can pull this up really quick because I want to show you what he did last night. This is hilarious. Oh, hang on. I forgot that we are like, I need to go back to my house really quick before we do this. Hang on. And then I'll pause because I got to share this with people. And I'm waiting for the guy to get up. Gotta get back to the hobby hole. It is going to be a long, slow grind for these foraging quests. As the username be. I know, Darius. There's so much to do in this game. That's why anytime somebody tells me that there's no content in this game, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I've never run out of things to do. Like, there's so much stuff. God, my pantry is awesome. Darth Tangerinicus. Alright, let me pull this up. I think it's on Instagram. So I did this video yesterday on how to upgrade your backpack. And I put a version of it up on Instagram, right? It's everywhere. I put it up on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts. So this video, 28 comments. How many views does it have right now? It doesn't show me views when I'm on my desktop. But what I want to point out here is there are 28 comments on that. It's one dude. It's one dude who I have managed to. It's got 800 views. Here, I'm gonna pull open the statistics. And these are the types of guys we're gonna use. We're gonna use their names as discount codes for the for our merch store. So the video has 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 48 seconds of watch time, and it's a less than 60-second video. So I have gotten so much engagement out of this guy, and about 1,000 views on on that one reel, just on TikTok from one dude. And his commentary is just, you are joyful sounding on the surface, but damn if you are not vile to people off video. And he's pissed because in a different video, he complained about how the game was slop garbage, and I did my typical tell us you haven't played the game without telling us you haven't played the game. And then he came back again, and I said, cry harder. We can't hear you over the sound of how much fun we're having. Which is, those are all slogans that are going on our t-shirts, by the way, right? So then he proceeds to just go back and then this is what he focuses on. You're only getting 500 views on your videos. This post only has 20 likes. And I always respond like, honey, sweetie. But I got him for 28 comments last night. Um, and he keeps focusing on your viewership is shit. There's no way you're making a full-time living at this. You're lying to people when you say that you play video games full-time. Like this, his whole thing is not just here. I've got him between this and like two other comments. He gave me like 50 comments last night within like an hour and a half span. He just wouldn't stop, and I'm just like Reddit troll, and I just keep going back, and it's just. But the funny thing about this is it's so easy to rile these guys up. Your comedy gold, mate, free engagement for me all the way to the bank. Oh, he totally took the bait. You're not making any money on a few comments from one person in this one. You need a lot more than that. And I'm like, sweetie, you still haven't figured it out. Enlighten us then before you have a stroke. Free engagement. Ah! I'm not worried about that in the slightest. This conversation is doing nothing for you. 3 years and you're under 500 viewers. This post is under 20 likes. Be careful not to spend the check in one place. But he totally hook, line, and sinker. I've got him across like 3 videos for like 50 comments. So I'm waiting for him to wake up today. And then if I continue to get him riled up, we're going to be using him as the first discount code on on our new merch shop. I got to see if he's going to come back today and continue it, cuz dude, he was oh, I had him for every single post yesterday. It was epic. There's no way you're making money doing this. You're full of shit. Co Carnage gets 10,000 views for his videos, and you're getting less than 1,000. Yep. And Co Carnage has 10 years head start on me in terms of a community. He's got about, I think, like 3 million across all of his platforms, and I have maybe about 75,000 across all my platforms. Duh, Co Carnage gets more traffic than I do. He's an established streamer with more than a decade of doing this, and I'm only 3.5 years in. Duh. Duh. But yeah, he took the bait, hook, line, and sinker, and we will continue to reel him in. There are just some really angry people about this game. It's really funny to me. Meanwhile, I'm over here, like, vibing. Oh, yesterday was Sunday. Oh, that was a good point. I forgot that was yesterday was a non-school day. need to go check the other area here for morals. I'm gonna need some more coffee too here in a minute. Ah, these are all 1 stars. The cool thing is by the time I actually get around to doing the cooking, I'm gonna have such a well-stocked larder. Let me access that. I'm gonna have such a well-stocked larder. I'm gonna be the pride and joy of the Shire. Every hobbit's gonna be jealous. He's got 750 eggs stored up. That's right. Ooh, that might be a chestnut. There you go. Crippled old guy plays games. Kate Breton says, very good or better. I feel like I talk to you anytime, never miss a chat. Great content. Thank you very much. Well, you know, it's kind of like Loot Crate. It's kind of like some people, you know, some people play pool, some people go play bridge, some people paint models, hobby trains. You know, there's all sorts of different hobbies. I think that what's really cool about video games is that there's no age limit, and there have been so many. Like, there's like about a dozen I can picture in my head. I don't know all their names, but there's about a dozen. Like, I'm gonna use the word old people here because I'm not. You know, I'm 45. I'm middle aged, right? I'm not old. I'm middle aged. But there are some legitimately old people who are in their 70s who are playing video games full time. Like they're doing that as then they're in their retirement, but like they're playing video game. Like they have legitimate quote unquote streamer careers, you know. And it's like a second. You know, you'll see some people, you know, go become greeters at Walmart when they're 65, and then you got other people who are like, I'm gonna go play video games. And I'm really happy to have seen this thing that when I was a kid, hearing my dad over and over, video games are the devil's workshop. You know, idle minds, idle hands. Only losers play video games, right? And now it's like this thing that is, you know, a multiple billion-dollar a year industry. It's used in. I'll never forget when my dad had to get physical therapy, and the doctor had him play video games for his physical therapy, and he was fucking livid. I can't believe. Let's make our way over. Yeah, it's no different. It's like something to keep the mind sharp because you're doing hand-eye coordination, right? Stave off that Parkinson's. Stave off dementia. You know what I mean? Like, you're solving puzzles. I think all forms of interactive entertainment are for the win. And this is much cheaper than the other form of interactive entertainment, where you go to a certain place and sit down and wave dollar bills around.